Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Titli's busy kitchen with me, Titli. Sleepy-faced angel asked me if I had a recipe for Barfi. Of course I do. Traditionally, Barfi is made with something called khoya or milk solids. You may be able to get this from your Asian supermarket, but if you can't, you can make your own using milk powder. I've got 400 grams of milk powder here, and I'm going to add in slowly, a little bit at a time, 80 mils of milk. Now it's gone quite sticky. I'm also going to add in about a teaspoon of ghee or melted butter, just to help it flow a bit easier. Now both hands in and really mash it together. Right, it's gone to the consistency of what's really a crumbly cheese. It's not sticking to my hands anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam this. Now I don't actually have any muslin in the house, but I do have some old pop socks, which are, I can assure you, washed since the last time I wore them. Now I'm going to stuff the khoya into some pop socks. So I've filled up my pop socks, just tied a loose knot in either end. Now I need to steam these, and I've got one of these funky trivet things here. Pop them into the trivet, and now we can steam it. In order to steam the milk solids, I've got a large pan with about ½ an inch of water in the bottom. It's just come up to the boil, so I'm going to lower in the trivet, the milk solids on, pop the lid on, and let that steam for 15 minutes. 15 minutes is up, so I'll turn the heat off, open up the lid, and just let this cool a little bit before I take out the steamed milk solids. I removed the milk solids from the pop sock while it was still warm and put it in the fridge. As you can see, it's quite hard. I'm now going to grate this quite finely to make a light powder. So I've now got 500 grams of quite a fine powder. Now you may reasonably ask, why on earth have we gone through all this to change one powder into another powder? Here comes the science bit, pay attention. This is cooked, whereas our original milk powder wasn't. And when you cook milk, you change the protein structure. Secondly, not all milk powders are the same. But by this method we've ended up with a powder where we know it's going to be a fairly consistent moisture content regardless of the milk powder that we start with. I'm now ready to make Barfi. I'm going to make coconut Barfi, so I've got 400 grams of sugar, 200 grams of my khoya powder and 200 grams of desiccated or grated coconut. I've also prepared a couple of dishes which I've greased. You can use ghee or butter. First thing to do is to mix the coconut in with the khoya. In the pan I've got a cup or 250 mils of water. I'm going to bring this to the boil together with all the sugar. Okay, it's come up to the boil. I'm going to turn it down to a light simmer and keep stirring it until it starts to go thick. I think this is nearly ready. It's been bubbling for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to check by taking a knife, dipping it in, letting the liquid drip, just giving it a minute or two, putting it on my fingers, and if when I pull it apart, yeah, see, I can pull a nice long wire with it. You see that? Perfect. It feels really quite sticky as well. In fact, I can pull 2 wires. That's super, that's ready. Now I've got to work fast. I need to pour the syrup into the dry ingredients and mix it really quite quickly. Okay, that's great. It's still very hot, so I'm going to use a spoon to clean off my wooden spoon. Now I'm going to put this into my greased moulds. Press it down to compact it. Make sure it all sticks together. Okay, here's a little Titli tip. Having put them in the moulds, I then like to put them in the microwave, each one of these, for 1 minute, just to reheat the sugar syrup and make sure that everything is pressed down nicely. Now I'm going to leave those to cool. It's sweetie, it's coconutty, it's Barfi! And it's delicious. So there we are, Burfi. It's a little bit of a faff, but it's worth it. Join me next time in Titli's Busy Kitchen with me, Titli. Until next time, Khuda Hafiz.